Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Annalene Pediachi from The Relevant Scientist, and on today's very first episode I am going to be talking to you today about my 9 top tips on how you can actually assess the credibility of online scientific health nutrition information. Now, we're inundated with information: COVID-19 mutations, lockdown, vaccinations, epidemiology. It feels like we have got information thrown at us left, right, and center. Anything health related seems to have some doctor, epidemiologist, specialist, statistician, chief scientist saying complex stuff with really big words. But then there are those who also make the claim to fame that they are health influencers. Now, when it comes to food and nutrition information, it's no different. So how do you know fact from fiction, or factual sounding fiction more likely? Who can you trust? How do you know that information on the internet is actually legit? And before we go there, it's important for us to go all the way back to the basics and find out, firstly, what is science and why is science important? Well, science is the exploration of the universe that we live in by testable experiments. In essence, it's all about trying to make sense of the world that we live in. Like most things, the ancient Egyptians are credited with being the first scientists. Now, science is a broad term and it is composed of many different disciplines, like the fundamental sciences of chemistry and biology, physics, biochemistry, microbiology, and anatomy. As we move into more diverse layers of society like medicine, virology, pharmacology, astronomy, archaeology, nutrition, agriculture, and food science, it becomes more complex due to many sciences coming together in those disciplines. But how do you actually assess fact from fiction, expert from influencer? And when it comes to online information, it's a lot trickier. Whether it's nutrition or vaccines or COVID-19 or even asteroids, if that's your thing, it's not always easy to work out the credibility of information, as anyone can create a website, a YouTube video, or send something out via WhatsApp, making it viral. So here are my top 9 tips that you can use to work out the credibility of online health, nutrition, or scientific information. Number 1, government-endorsed websites. Government-endorsed websites are a reliable source of nutrition and health information, as they have a range of advisory councils, peak bodies, and boards that provide scientific advice to the content of the policies that are made. Now, most of these advisory councils are not privately owned, so they don't have a financial benefit, and government sites usually end with .gov. Number 2, About Us. The About Us page gives you insight into who is providing or endorsing the content of the website. It tells you if the site is run by a credible health organization, a qualified registered individual, if it has an editorial board of qualified experts that review the content, or if it is affiliated with a government organization. Number 3, date published. The date when the site was updated or when the information was posted gives you an indication on how current the information is. Information from 2001, for example. Well, it's fine as long as it is in light with more current information as well. But just say the website was last updated in 2001. Well, then the website and everything on it is a bit old. Everything should be reviewed regularly every 5 years or so in light of new research. Number 4, evidence versus testimonials. Now, as great as a testimonial is, it can be hard to determine if a testimonial is legitimate or if it is biased. So look for whether the testimonial or the endorsement is paid for or from free trials of products. Claims should be backed up by reputable information sources such as population studies, scientific journal articles, or government reports. Number 5, magic promises. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is good advice when it comes to nutrition and health information. Products or services or recommendations that make outlandish promises, quick and easy results, contain secret ingredients, or apparently have doctors recommending it without actually saying who these doctors are, should raise your skeptic alarm. The information needs to be reproducible, not a one-off study to back it up. Number 6, bias. Now, health information websites that are funded by private companies may, I'm not saying they do, but they may have inherent bias because the funders have a vested interest in the information on the website and potential sales from products or services. It's also important to check if the members of the editorial board or content writers are funded or are owners or shareholders in a related product or services company, again, because they have a vested interest in promoting products or services that lead to financial gain. If a website channels you towards buying its own products, and it's only got its own products, and apparently they've conducted their own research without any peer review, this needs to be taken into consideration as well, because bias could most definitely be present. Number 7, philosophical ideologies. Now, there's nothing wrong with being philosophical, but just check if there are any philosophical ideologies that influence the advice provided. If there is a claim, there needs to be proper scientific peer-reviewed evidence, not just someone's belief system or opinion. Number 8, endorsements. Check out who endorses the claims or promises as well, as this person or persons need to be credible and qualified in that area of health, nutrition, or science. Now, the thing with scientists is that we're all specialists in our area, but we're not know-it-alls. A cardiologist who is talking about the heart and function and products relating to that is way more credible than a cardiologist or a dentist who is talking about the gut microbiome and dementia, unless of course they've done research in that area. Now, occasionally you may find a chameleon scientist like me who is a specialist in an area, and for me that's the gut microbiome, polyphenols, and processing technologies. But we're also generalists, and for me that's just the nature of food. I've got to understand human behavior, anthropology, disease development, packaging technologies all at the same time. But we're not very common. Most scientists are specialists. Number 9, references. Now, you should have a list of references, and they should be from credible research, papers and scientific journals or government reports. Blogs, Wikipedia, newspaper articles, YouTube videos are not suitable references. So I hope these simple tips will help you to assess the information that you see online, so you can wade through a lot of confusing, contradictory information sources to more reliable, credible resources. I hope this helps. Bookmark this clip, share it with others, and hopefully it will help you sort out fact from fiction in disguise. I'm Dr. Annalene Padiachi from The Relevant Scientist, just helping you to keep it real.